Hey, this is Ross Payton with Role Playing Public Radio. This is Delta Green Impossible Landscapes, Session 1. This is the published King in Yellow themed campaign of Delta Green. I have previously run versions of some of the adventures before, but this is the actual full campaign. We will simply dive right into it. We'll start actually with some opening vignette scenes. So we will begin when I mention your character name. You can introduce what your character looks like and who they are briefly, and then I'll set the scene. The scene in which your characters were recruited into Delta Green. The year is 1995 as the campaign begins. And so if you know Delta Green history, this is called the Cowboy Years, where Delta Green is an illegal conspiracy, secretly run by a loose organization of law enforcement and military officials to fight the unnatural. And so first off, we have Maddy playing Ryan West. Please tell us about Ryan West.
All right, so Ryan West is a EMT for New York City. He has a son and a daughter, Cooper and Tammy West. He has been working as an EMT basically most of his adult life. Very clean-shaven, short, practical hair. Your average build, strong enough to do his job, but not like he doesn't, work out for the aesthetics. It's a more functional strength. Yeah, just doing his thing.
All right. And we also have Rob Stith, a guest player for this campaign from the Orpheus Protocol.
Hello.
Please tell us about your character.
So, Jørgen Nygård is a sad boy. He's already very habituated to a probably longer life of crime than most people have in his early 30s. He got started real early, got tied up in gangs and eventually more serious mob-related organized crime activity as a way of escaping a bad home life, but has sort of recently been given a new purpose by a certain Agent Fitzroy, who I'm sure we'll hear about more later, who saw sort of his search for a parent figure as a great opportunity to use his skills in a more cosmically beneficial way, I suppose. He's very hard to spot if he doesn't want to be seen, which is hard earned, we'll put it that way, and very alert. Kind of done a lot of second story work.
So this vignette takes place a year before, a year and a half ago, sometime in 1994. And we'll say it's March when it's still cold in New York. And Ryan, you have been called. An older woman radios in and says she needs a medical assistance at a location. Which it gives you very specific. So you're driving the ambulance by yourself. She only wants one paramedic. It's an odd call to get it, but your supervisor says to follow her instructions. She's law enforcement. There is a stern looking woman who meets you in front of an alley, and she leads you into the alley. And you find a open manhole cover, and she says the person you need to treat's down there. So
they fell down. That's all right. Yeah, we were.
She flashes a badge. It's an FBI badge, and she says this is something you'll have to keep to yourself. This is unofficial. We can't. This is part of an undercover operation. So you'll see the patient was mauled by a wild animal.
Okay, yeah, let's get straight to it. Open manhole, climb down.
So you go down and you realize this is an unused part of the subway. This is the underground of the sewer system, or it is. You're led through the tunnel, then there's literally like a bunch of removed bricks going into a disused section. It's very dark. It's very damp. But there you find, what does Jørgen look like, Rob?
So Jørgen is of average height and build, but he's one of the relatively few Norwegians with dark hair. He keeps it short, but he's got perpetual stubble. Mm-hmm. And probably the most striking feature about him is that he's got the type of blue eyes that you would often see in like a Siberian husky. He's and that's honestly, when you see him, that's the most notable visual impression. He reminds you of a big dog that's been hit by a car and is dying in a ditch. He's alert but completely still. His mouth is open. He's taking panting breaths, but he has that sort of calmness. He's not squirming or trying to fight for his life. And it's a nightmare. You see entrails freely mixed with filth. This is a septic situation, even if he doesn't bleed to death. Awesome. He's got a death grip on a knife in his right hand that is soaked to the wrist in something that smells worse than the sewage.
And there's one other figure there, a very tall, incredibly broad-shouldered figure in a ragged cloak, a hooded cloak. They are hunched over. So imagine like the biggest NFL linebacker you can imagine, hunched over in this, like they have a hunchback. Yeah. What's your alertness, Ryan?
My alertness is 60.
Yeah. So you're very alert. You're a very perceptive person, and which is why you notice this person. The cloak doesn't go all the way to the ground, so you can see those aren't feet; those are hooves. You're trying to comprehend how their knees don't look like. That's not a human knee. Those are. So you kind of the figure is simply still sort of watching you. You can't make out their face from the hood, and you get to work. And you're very good at your job. Ryan will survive long enough to get to a hospital because Ryan definitely needs surgery. But you mean
Jørgen, right?
Oh, sorry, Jørgen. Yeah, Jørgen. Yeah.
I was like, oh god,
like what happened?
Yeah. Sorry. But as you're treating Jørgen, the woman is telling you, reminding you need to be silent. You can't say anything. And the cloaked figure. What's your human, Ryan?
40.
Yeah, she seems a bit nervous about the tall hooded figure, as well as the figure steps closer to you, and then it sort of leans over you as you're working on Jørgen, and you can hear just the figure sniffs you. Earlier in your shift, you had to move a body. Who was the corpse you had to move? You had to physically handle.
I'll say like a barista at a local cafe I visit often. Like I recognize the guy, but I'm not like dear friends with him.
Okay. Well, how did he die? How did the barista die? Was it violence or was it like a heart attack?
Oh, yeah, I would say violence. Yeah.
Okay. So, so the figure speaks, and it's an impossibly deep and guttural voice. A young man stabbed, blood all over you. Fresh kill. You moved. Did you know his name?
Yes. It was Samuel?
Samuel. Yes. Such a promising life struck out. You did well. It was good that you were the one to move him. You were respectful of him. That is good. It steps back. So, Jørgen, you're conscious. Do you say or do anything as you're being worked on?
Water.
Fitzroy takes out a bottle of water and gives it, lets you sip.
She fortunately, drinking the water, like, sort of wakes up some of his cells, and the pain greatly increases as he sort of makes a little bit of a pull against the leash that death has on him.
Oof.
Yeah. So
we're going to do everything we can for you, man. We're going to get you out of here. And just like looking at the thing as I'm trying to work, but going like freaking out at the same time and just trying to like compartmentalize that and be like, focus on task at hand.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for clarity, is this tall figure the one who disemboweled me, or was there a different one with a different allegiance that was here and is not?
Yeah, this one is on your side. Okay. So let's flash back even further. Earlier in the night, Jørgen, you were in a subway tunnel with Fitzroy drove you from Boston in a van with a bunch of guns and bulletproof vests and says, we're going to New York City. We're hunting. We're going to be meeting some people, and we're hunting some things in the sewers. And there are going to be some people with us that they're going to look wrong and messed up, but they're on our side. The things we're hunting are killing people. We made a deal with scavengers that don't kill people, so that's an important distinction to know. They don't kill living people, but they're not nice. But we made a deal with them, and they're going to help us take care of these hunters. Okay?
Have you been around them when they could kill people and they didn't?
No, I'm we're being brought up as backup. This is a kind of all hands on deck situation. Everyone in driving distance of New York is coming here for this.
I've got your back, but I'm not going to trust these people.
Oh, no, they're not human. That's the important thing. You'll see that. So, yeah, flash forward. There. What's one thing you remember from the? Well, I don't know how long was the battle.
I mean, not long.
Yeah.
I remember being very shocked when I opened fire, and the reaction of this creature was not to run or make a corner or anything, just to run straight into the bullets to take the gun away, which it was able to do without any effort. I was quick enough to employ a knife after that and do what I thought would be fatal damage, but the anatomy's different, I guess. Mm-hmm. And so Jørgen ends up with, almost elbow deep filthy blood that burns his skin over the knife, but it's not enough. And he feels like he just gets kind of pushed or judo thrown or something. And it's like 5 seconds after that, when he tries to stand up, that he realizes that his bowels are like on his thighs.
Mm-hmm. But that gave the thing that is standing over you right now the time to get on top of that thing that disemboweled you. And one thing, that thing is very strong. You didn't see what happened, but you heard the sounds, and you're pretty sure that thing is dead, if those even can be dead. So, Ryan, you managed to get Fitzroy locates some stairs because she doesn't think Jørgen can go up a ladder at this point. You get to the surface. The thing in the cloak stays down there, but it does say something to you, Ryan. It says, "I'll be seeing you again."
I will just try to ignore that and get this guy into my ambulance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I assume that it's cellophane wrap and staples right now.
So the next day, the woman meets you again at the hospital and says, "Want to go for a smoke break?"
Yes. God, yes. Please. Just like gloves off, leave the emergency room. So what the fuck was that about yesterday? I was thinking about it all night, and there wasn't a gas leak. Did I see what I think I saw?
Yes. So
there are monsters in the sewers.
Yes.
You're saying this like this is a normal thing. I'm like trying to keep my voice down for people going by, but like you get agitated. Like that thing, maybe not that one, but
We were killing, yeah. The one you saw only eats the dead. But some of them started hunting the living, and that's where we had a problem. And but we're dealing with those. So I am with the FBI, and there are certain problems the public can never know about.
Yeah, monsters would be a big one, I think. That I don't think the general public is going to take too kindly to they only eat the dead.
And I'm sorry, but now that you've seen the elephant, we're going to need your help.
You want me to fight these monsters?
No. We need you to patch up the people who get hurt, who fight the monsters.
That I'm more capable of doing, but
we understand your specialty. Look, you know what compartmentalization is, right?
Obviously.
The less you know, the better.
All right.
So
yeah.
There may be times you need to go into the field, but you have very important skills and you're in a very important place. But we will take care. We will help you as soon as we can, as much as we can. If you have problems, we can. And so she starts explaining ways to contact, and says, secrecy is paramount. You can't tell anyone. Anyone you tell is in danger. You put other people at risk if they know. So,
anyone I tell will try to put me in a psych ward. So yeah, wow. I think we're good for that.
Good. So we'll be in touch. And so yeah, that is how you get recruited into. She doesn't give you the name Delta Green. Yeah, Brian, what do you think? Do you think she works for an official agency, like an official government program?
Oh, the government probably has some space alien section. Sure,
yeah.
We definitely found something on the moon.
Oh yeah. All right. So that's the first vignette. Jørgen obviously survives, and
he presses the morphine button.
Oh yeah. And yeah, you're sent back to Boston. And we'll get back to that later. But next up, let's see here. Faye. Please tell us about Yersinia.
All right, so I'm playing Yersinia Riszek. She is a Russian-American cryptolinguist, previously a government contract cryptographer, but presently unemployed. She's pretty short, slim, but she's got a large presence, blonde over-the-shoulder braid that is perpetually falling out of place, and a scar across her lip on the right side that was the final straw that broke a pencil-chewing habit.
Okay. And so Yersinia gets, grabbed or arrested by the authorities at some point in the last 2 years, and it gets pulled aside. Is this at the airport or is this somewhere else?
I would imagine that it would be at. Well, actually, they don't want to make a commotion or something, right? They want less people to see it, so it's probably somewhere other than an airport.
Okay. Yeah, you were at the grocery store getting food for...
taking place in fucking Boston?
Yeah.
Or Massachusetts? All right, so let's have this be at the Demoulas.
Demoulas, okay. And there's just two men in suits who come up to you. It's like... they flash a badge at you and says, you see that it is FBI. He says, come with us. Just leave your cart. Don't make a scene.
Can I call someone to pick it up at least?
Oh, this is while you're shopping. You haven't checked out yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I assume I have shit in my cart presently.
Oh, yeah. But you haven't paid for it yet. So yeah, you're just, in the soup aisle, looking at, all the, which type of Campbell's you want. So yeah, they take you. You're put into a car. You know that you're not going to an FBI.
And you wear good.
Yeah. No, you're going to a house in a suburban neighborhood. You go into the garage, and they tell you to go inside. And sitting at the kitchen table, there is a stern-faced woman with a manila folder on the table, and she has 2 cups of coffee, one for herself and there's one for you. Sit down.
Do I recognize her?
She's not someone you worked with before. I don't know how familiar you would be with what's your criminology at?
Criminology is all right, refresh my memory. So on the sheet, criminology is listed as 10%. If I have but 20 in the skill. Do I add the two together,
Yes.
or is it just
Yeah.
All right, cool. So it's 30.
Yeah, because you live in Boston, you know she is works for the FBI Boston office. So you don't know her name, but you could look it up. Later on, you find out. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, you find out later that she is Amanda Fitzroy, Deputy Assistant Special Agent in charge of the Boston office, and Fitzroy was also the one in New York for our listeners. So, but she motions for you to sit down.
I take a seat and then look into the coffee and then look at her.
Do you want me? I could drink your cup of coffee if you want me. Look, if we wanted you gone, you would be gone.
Yes, I would be gone. I'm familiar.
Yeah.
What do you want? I was shopping.
Look at, she points at the folder. Take a look.
Flip open the folder.
It is a dossier on, let's see, what is the name of your Bond, who is your kid?
Pochemuchka.
Puchimushka. Yeah, it is Puchimushka. Describe the Bond for us.
All right, so Pochemuchka, which is Russian for a curious child that asks too many questions, one of those lovely untranslatable words. Pochemuchka is pretty short, as children tend to be. Mm-hmm. Has very, very green eyes and blonde hair, and is like constantly covered in band-aids from being, too rambunctious and tumbling over everything.
And it is their photo and actual listing their birth parents. There's a birth certificate attached, and you're not listed as one of the birth parents. And then there's photos of you with Puchimushka. We don't want. You obviously don't want anyone to see this dossier. You don't want that either. But it would be trivial to send this to, Child Protective Services and, get authorities involved. And, well, that's going to be sad for everyone involved. Also, you don't have any really good paperwork for that child, do you? I mean, it's good for locals, but in the long term, but if they get into college, even high school, it's going to cause problems.
So, what do you want then? Just to threaten me?
Oh, no. We want to put you to work. You haven't been getting much work anyway. We can use somebody with your skills and cryptography and your linguistic abilities. There's a lot of special projects we have. And don't worry, we're not going to be having you decode journalist communications or anything, or activists or anything. Real, actual bad people. But the kind of things we don't want.
Yersinia laughs at actual bad people.
So you work for us. We will pay you. We will get you paperwork for your kid, and we'll look after you because you'll be an asset to us at the program. And
you're going to pay me. Why bother with the threat?
Well, sometimes you want the apple, sometimes the whip. You want a little bit of each.
You'd want to let me know that you're holding a leash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you know how this works.
I do.
So, in fact, we'll on the way out, you'll be given some documents to translate for us, and methods on how to transmit them to us safely. And just so you know, we may have you go into the field. You do have some good field skills, but
for how long and when?
Oh, this is going to be an ongoing thing. It'll be extracurricular. You'll be able to. This is not a day-to-day job. There'll just be special operations every once in a while. But for the foreseeable future, yeah, don't stay rooted here. It'll be pretty. You don't want to make us nervous.
And there's the leash.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would say this is pretty generous, all things considered, given what you've done.
What I've done? You say it like I've done something wrong.
Well, you were. I mean. You don't act like you don't have blood on your hands. But look, you'll actually be helping people. You'll help get that blood off your hands if you help us. Because we're actually going after very bad people. Yeah, that's it. You'll be given communications on how to get the paperwork for your kid and all that. But yeah, just we'll be in touch. Yeah, stay in Boston. Don't run. And everything will work out great for us. I see a bright future for you. Okay?
I don't think Yersinia has anything left to say. It's just fucking defeat. I mean, what can you do?
Yeah. All right. And so, yeah, the documents you get are, let's see, rather old. They're like weird. Let's see let's see here. They're it's a cipher, but like from a tome from the Middle Ages, in Latin. But you're able to decipher it. And it's very.
Is it even like a cipher, or is it just Latin?
Oh no, it's supposed to be like the Bible in Latin, but like certain phrases are misspelled or the characters look odd, and you realize there's a cipher embedded in this page of Latin. And it spells, it's like some sort of like let's see here, what is Yersinia as a cult? Yeah, you have a little bit of a cult. So yeah, you realize that it's they want this, someone embedded some like a summoning a demon kind of like ritual or part of it. You don't know the details yet, but like that's the first thing they have you translate. There are other things, but yeah, and yeah, there's a lot of codes to break. But yeah, and finally. We have Thad. Please describe Marley Madelyn.
Yeah, Marley Madelyn Gross, FBI agent. She's short, not as short. She looks shorter than she is. She slouches a lot. She's quite sort of pale and sharp-featured. Looks sort of malnourished and sleep-deprived. Dark hair always sort of pulled out of her face in a messy bun, and very. Also very blue eyes. A lot of very like haunting eyes among this group. That's always fun. She's been with the bureau. Been with the bureau for just a handful of years now. She grew up in an offshoot Mormon cult that her aunt helped rescue her from, and has sort of informed a lot of what her professional interests became. Especially like this time in the early 90s when she started in the bureau, lined up very much with her interests, because her focus is in cults or new religious groups, if you want to be a coward about it, and as well as crisis negotiation. She's been attached to the what is the name of it? I looked this up earlier. The Critical Incident Response Group, which was started in the past year, post sort of Ruby Ridge and Waco. So there's a lot of shakeup in the FBI, realizing that like, extremist groups and negotiation and things like this are kind of things that we need to have a handle on. Which she, on the one hand, is very happy that that's a focus of attention, but she's mostly just been a gopher for more senior agents and is sort of detached and frustrated. And yeah, that's most of her deal.
Okay. So Marley, you've just sometime in the last year or so, last 2 years, you actually talked down someone who was holding a hostage. And it was a very public success. It was somebody with some weird beliefs who was very unstable. So probably someone in New York City. So like I can make it up, or you can make up like who this person was, what the circumstances were.
I mean, statistically speaking, probably a husband holding his wife and children hostage, if I had to guess.
Okay.
But
yeah, the husband had weird beliefs. He was part of like he was talking about UFOs coming down, and you talked him down. Nobody got hurt. He got arrested, and you were quite the hero of the day. And Amanda Fitzroy, she taught several classes at the FBI Academy. She took an interest in your career and gave you a lot of advice. She works in Boston, but she visits New York regularly. And after that mission, she asked you to visit her in Boston. So as we begin, you've been actually led into a random suburban house in Boston. And you show up early in the morning. She says, I have something to show you. And she takes you into the house, into the basement. This place has been swept and cleared for surveillance devices. You sure you weren't followed or anything like that?
Not as far as I've seen.
Okay. Well, I trust your training. I trust your instincts. She shows there is a desk, it's a chair, and there's it's just covered in paperwork, like very old looking dossier folders and folders of reams of documents. On top of it, there is a large book. And on the front page, it's open to a page with some black and white photographs of people with visible deformities, the type of which you haven't seen before. They look gross and odd, and their eyes are bulging, almost fish-like in some circum. You swear one of them has gills coming out the side of on his neck. There is a label on it, Innsmouth, 1928. She says, I want you to read as much as you can. I'll be back tonight. There's food in the kitchen.
Okay.
So you sit and read, I assume. And,
make some coffee. Make sure there's an ashtray that I can use.
Yes, it's the 90s.
Marley smokes. Yeah. Marley smokes constantly.
Yeah.
But her internal goal is to smoke enough that wherever her father is, he will be pissed about it.
So you read about Innsmouth 1928 and how the FBI and the Navy led a massive raid on a Massachusetts fishing town and rounded up hundreds of people. Hoover was involved. And this is news to you. This is this would be one of the biggest things the FBI has ever done. And this was totally kept secret. And the people were taken to places. You don't know where. They kind of mentioned that there were no trials. And there's a lot of redacted material. There's a lot of missing material. There's some mention of a submarine using torpedoes off the coast. You don't know for what. It is a baffling picture to you, but it is. Agent Fitzroy comes back that evening. You've been reading basically all day, immersed in this material, utterly fascinated and just baffled by. And she says, she comes in and lights a cigarette. So what do you think?
Well, I think you probably remember, maybe this is why you think of me for this in the first place. There was an argument that I remember getting into at an academic conference when I was almost finished with school, yelling at somebody who were drunk after hours, and I was yelling at somebody because it wouldn't matter if a cult's beliefs were true if it was still controlling people, coercing people, even if they were fucking magic. It wouldn't matter. We would still need to stop them.
Yeah.
And I thought a lot about that while reading through here. So, I guess get to test that out, don't I?
Yeah, there is there are certain things we have to do to protect this country that cannot be made public. No trials, no evidence, no records, aside from certain things that are kept separate from, archives and repositories. We need more people for it, and I think you are one of the people capable of doing this kind of work. And this is work that is not going to, it will, there are people, I can't, it's compartmentalization. The group, and I think you would be a good fit for this, and I think you would want to do this. Now that there are things out here, you're not going to be, if you would want to know that it exists, and once you know it exists, you want to stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I have a pretty good read on you, to be honest.
I mean, I don't know if I would want to do it, but I don't want to not know about who's doing it. So, yeah.
Once you get closer to it, you're going to know that it's better to stop these things than to let them fester.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah. So, welcome to the group. I will we'll be in touch, and I will set up things. There will be field operations occasionally, and you'll have to trust your instincts. So, Yeah.
Okay.
Any questions? This is your one chance.
I mean, I assume I don't get to take any reading home.
No, this material stays in this house, and you'll never see it again. This is just to show you. Most of this was actually, well, the less you know, the better in a lot of ways. But I had to show you something, and yeah.
Okay, well, I guess I'll look forward to working with you.
Yeah, there'll be others too. So, yeah, that's how all of you are recruited into Delta Green. All of you receive messages shortly before August 10th, 1995, saying a special Operation Alice has been enacted for New York City. You're to rendezvous. You are Cell Y. So, Ryan West is Agent Yami. Let's see. Jørgen is Agent Ingva.
Ingva.
Marley is Agent Younger, and Yersinia is Agent Eclept. And all of you are to rendezvous with Agent Marcus. He will meet with you in the Washington Square Park at 4:45 at August 10th, 1995, which is where we begin the campaign proper. It is a sunny day. Summer in New York. It is, a bit humid, a bit fairly hot, but, it is filled with people, musicians, clowns, jugglers, hundreds of tourists. And Marcus, so as we begin, Jørgen, you, as you are walking into the park, you notice a dancing clown, in the park. There is he's dancing to this strange looping dirge, interspersed with a relentless drum playing from a scratchy old looking record player. The clown appears to be a child in a coverall emblazoned with geometric shapes filled with various colors, wearing a clown mask that covers the kid's entire head. The mask's face has a smile exposing rectangular teeth, and its eyes are black silts. The clown dances in precise movements to the music and drags a ribbon-covered paper dragon through the air. The paper dragon draws a pattern in the air. You can make an intelligence times 5.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Not my strongest. But that is an ought 9, so that's a success.
You memorize the shape. It is a strange geometric shape. But yeah, it's quite odd, and given the rest of the other people in the crowd, it does seem unusual. This is what you see on the way to the meeting. You know what the person you're supposed to meet looks like and everything else like that. Do you do anything, or are you just going to make your way to the?
Well, I think Jørgen's probably a little bit late.
Yeah.
To the meeting because he is kind of mesmerized by this thing. There's something about the levels of precision here. I mean, it's not like a boombox. This is a record player. You got to bring speakers and connect them. And unless this is like a big old phonograph horn, which is its own weird.
It is a phonograph horn. It's an old.
Okay, which is its own weirdness.
Yeah.
And like this is rubbing your tummy in a circle and patting the top of your head to an absurd degree with these patterns in the air on top of the almost like kabuki level movement planning. And so I think he's going to spend a little time trying to figure this out, because this doesn't look like a normal street performance.
Okay.
And like, I think he's worried that maybe this is some kind of like underground classifieds, right? Like this is some sort of like language that's being spoken to the initiated and may indicate some sort of like crime or something.
Okay. Yeah. So you study it for a little bit. You notice the pattern, but that's about all you can do just by watching it. You don't have any other information to act on.
Okay. Yeah, and so once he realizes that there's no thread to pull on without more interaction, that's not really his style, and so he sort of shakes himself off and makes the meeting as quick as he can.
Okay. So all of you find Agent Marcus is a... I will put his picture on the board. He is looks like in his mid-30s, early 40s. All right. Yeah, wearing glasses, mid-30s, early 40s. He sort of, motions for all of you to sort of circle up. Yeah. Hi, I'm Agent Marcus. All of you, should have been. I will be your handler for this operation. This is Operation Alice. We'll only refer to each other. You can refer to each other whatever you want to, but I don't think you may or may not have worked together. I don't know. Look. Anybody with human can make a roll.
Okay.
14 under 40 I make.
Okay.
I rolled 100.
Okay.
Or I rolled 0. Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am unsuccessful. Jørgen is thinking about the clown and the dragon and not really paying attention. Although he does do a little nod to Ryan. There's a certain bond of obligation there.
Yeah, I'll nod back as I pull out a second cigarette to give to Marley.
Yeah, Ryan, you realize that Marcus is obviously watching to see if anybody's watching them. He keeps scanning the crowd, looking out the corner of his eyes. You would characterize him as maybe not paranoid, but very, nervous about being watched. A woman has gone missing here in New York. Her name is Abigail Wright. And the group has an interest in this case. All of you have been granted clearance to assist the FBI in the collection and typing of evidence from a location of interest in her disappearance, which is currently suspected to be a kidnapping. You are deputized to the FBI if you are not already a member of the FBI, or you will be hired as advisors. If you don't already have a badge, you won't have arrest powers, but you will be able to talk to law enforcement agencies. Your initial job, legitimately, is to catalog every item and paper in Abigail Wright's apartment. A symbol associated with demonology and the occult was found at this location. I do not know what the symbol looks like. I simply know it is a symbol known to us and of interest. That's all you need to know. You are to investigate the location, determine whether an unnatural influence is behind the disappearance. He holds up a leather briefcase, and he hands it to Marley.
Yeah.
Those are temporary FBI credentials in there. There's a news article about the case. The police and FBI files, the building. It's here in Manhattan, mid Manhattan. There's a set of keys for the building, and a photo of her from last year. If you need me, there is a contact number you should all have. We'll get back to you when I can. You need to be careful. You never know who's watching you. You never know what's going on in the city. But catalog everything in her apartment, and if you build leads from there, go from there. But we need to find out what happened to this woman. That building is of interest to us. If that's it, you will all be getting, of course, as advisors or as deputized, you will be getting income from that. So if you have a regular day job, you can request leave, and you should be able to get time off your regular work. But that's all I have for you now. And then he introduces each of you. So this is and it's up to you if you want to introduce your real name. So this, he points at, Ryan, this is Agent Yami, a medical expert. This is Agent Ingva, pointing at Jørgen, a security specialist. And Agent Younger here is a criminal investigation expert. And Agent Eklept is a Well, a cryptographer and academic, shall we say?
Roll my eyes and smile and hold out my hand to Marley. Or sorry, I can't see the younger. I'll hold my hand out to younger. Yeah. Having decided she's the one in charge, it's a pleasure.
Likewise.
Okay. So, all right. That's so yeah. Only contact me on the phone. That's all. So, Agent Marcus walks away. So you have an address. You have her name. You can read the New York Post story. Abigail Wright disappeared around June 4th. There is. I will summarize the police and FBI files because those are pretty obvious. Let's see here. Yeah, she is Abigail Laura Wright is 26, is a artist, missing from her apartment in Manhattan. She was seen 4 days. She was last seen 4 days before she was reported missing on June 4th of this year. Again, it is August 10th. By her father, Nassau County Police Officer Thomas Wright. He pulled strings to get the New York Police Department immediately involved. Abigail lived in Manhattan for 7.5 years. She only went to the police once to report a mugging in 1994, which is unsolved. Distinguished academic record, impressive list of credentials and former clients. So yeah, she was a painter, an artist. Her first show late last year, her first show was held at the Mercury, a trendy art gallery downtown. She sold 15 pieces and took a half year off to paint. 6 months later, she disappeared. They entered her building on June 4th. They found a baffling tableau. So that is literally what the phrase used in it. Objects were glued to the wall in a strange manner. It is very vague. Her father describes her as fastidious and neat, given to accumulating odds and ends, no signs of a struggle, no signs of violence. Neighbors offered no useful testimony. Detectives investigated several leads, but uncovered nothing. Yeah, there is a detective waiting for you, actually, at the apartment. A detective, Graham Gerard Onda. Yeah. So you get a mod. Yeah, you are getting there's a little paperwork in there to show that you are being paid by the FBI to investigate this.
I guess I'll pass out folks. Everybody else got like credentials and shit, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you're distribute those.
Yeah. Marley, you have been reassigned to this case. So you were on leave from Boston and temporarily reassigned to New York. The others of you, all of you are just advisors, since none of you actually, Marley's the only one with an actual badge. So,
and great news, this kind of investigation is not my area of expertise. Great. Well,
is the name of the detective we're meeting the name of the dude in the paper?
No, that's her father, I think. Or let me see. Or actually, let me check on the newspaper.
It's over here.
That is the guy. Yeah,
Graham.
Yeah, Chief Graham.
Ananda.
Ananda. Ananda. Yeah. Actually, Jared Anda. Yeah. I actually looked up how to try and pronounce that name. And anyway.
All right. Well, we should. I mean, if Jared Anda's waiting for us, we should probably head that way then.
Okay.
A question first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we are tasked solely with investigating the apartment, right?
Apparently.
I don't know why they brought me along. If she's missing, it's not like she needs. Well, she's not going to, be hurt in her apartment.
So you're a doctor.
Yeah, EMT, local New York. I guess I'm close. That's why they brought me, just in case.
I mean, for a trail this cold, that I don't know whether to be worried or not about that.
Oh yeah. By the way, Ryan, at some point you have met the hooded figure at least once again, and you know how to contact that figure again if you want to.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah. So, yeah. So we don't have to work out the details of that, but yeah, you know New York really well at this point. Marcus has left, and you're all talking to each other in the park. It is late afternoon. You know Detective Graham is there waiting for you at the apartment.
There are two things. One, this is an interesting case automatically because her father used resources to make it more likely that she would be found, not less likely. So that takes away the most obvious thing that could have happened with someone,
or at
with
least
that kind
it
of
makes
privilege.
At least it potentially makes it more complex. I mean, she could also be running away from her father, and him using resources to find her wouldn't necessarily be. Sorry, never mind.
The second thing is that he and I, and Jørgen indicates Ryan without naming him, would not be here if this was normal.
No, I mean that's
elaborate
the
on normal.
Are you asking how much everybody knows about unusual things?
So this would be an unusual case then?
I mean, most likely, considering, I mean, the kind of organizational structure is being invoked, I suppose. I have, let's say, a decent amount of technical knowledge and awareness, although not a lot of direct experience, I suppose would be the way that I would describe my experience with the program so far.
So I have a vested interest in going home once we're done here, yes? Are we all on that same page?
Yeah.
Jørgen
step zero.
shrugs.
Great. Okay, well, I see that not all of us are quite so excited. Now, using that book smart of yours, could you hazard a guess as to what we're walking into?
Honestly, not really. I'm a little like there's a 2 months cold scene that they're having us comb through and categorize. So I'm assuming whatever it is that tripped the program's alarms is enough to make them want to assign people to it. Although the fact that none of us seem to be experts in this area, so I don't know if that means they're just looking for information on a something of concern without anything particularly known, I would say is most likely what we're looking at. I feel like, honestly, what we were handed seems about as straightforward as is likely. I mean...
Well, you say that, but they brought an EMT.
Yeah, that is troubling.
So,
no offense, dear. You seem nice.
It's about 20 minutes to get there by subway from the park, or half an hour walking, or you could hail a taxi. I assume, Ryan, how do you feel about the subway these days?
Yeah, I try
And
to
Jørgen.
avoid the subway.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm used to being in traffic. Like, usually I have this little button that makes them get out of my way. So,
Well, you don't have the ambulance today, so
Jørgen still takes the subway.
Okay. So are you going to follow?
If it's going to happen, it's going to happen.
Yeah, you can all have this conversation as you're making your way to the building. It's called the Macallistar building. So yeah, it's about a 20-minute subway ride. The Macallistar is as you all get there, a classic brownstone structure, 3 stories. Looks like there's a basement. It's sort of like a faux castle design in the Kips Bay neighborhood of Manhattan. The park is in Manhattan. This is all in Manhattan right now. There's a fake portcullis hangs above the large double doors. Artificial ramparts encircle the windows and ledges, and cheap concrete gargoyles watch from the rooftop. You have a key into the building. You can just walk in. There is a buzzer system on the front door, though, but, so people can be buzzed in by tenants. The foyer is a small marble-floored room with the tenants' mailboxes. The floor is covered in old newspapers, sales, circulars, pizza coupons. And, yeah, there is a single hallway running through the carpeted in plush burgundy with 2 apartments on either side. There's a staircase at the end of the hallway. Or at the midpoints of the hall. So, yeah, that is what you see as you get in. And
what apartment are we heading to?
Abigail Wright is 1A, first one.
Oh, all right then.
Yeah.
Or is it Mrs. Younger? Why don't we get ourselves into the headspace of our dear missing person and check her mail before we walk home?
Yeah, do we have a mailbox key or just a door key?
No, you have her mailbox key.
Okay. Yeah.
A lot of bills, unpaid.
I mean, I'm very curious as to how the apartment hasn't been touched in this long.
Oh no, it has been
Someone's
searched by
still paying for it.
Uh,
No, but I mean, like,
oh, yeah.
it's been everything's been left up to still be categorized. Strikes me as very strange.
Yeah, that is true. Do you have bureaucracy or anything like that?
Yeah, I got bureaucracy at 40.
I got that shit at 60, baby.
Okay. Yeah, so Yersinia, you realize you should look into the building and who owns it, and why are they such lenient landlords. This also seems like a very quiet building. That doesn't seem like there's a lot of people here. You don't hear like kids running around or anything like that. Like most apartment buildings in New York, especially Manhattan, you just go
loud.
You're fucking loud, exactly. But
Are there names on the other mailboxes?
On some of them, looks like some apartments are empty.
I think Jørgen is interested in how quiet this place is because there's two reasons for a place to be quiet in New York. And so I think he sort of racks his brain about if there is any significant criminal activity in the area, and looks for signs within the building of someone cooking drugs or someone trafficking people or something like this that would maybe sort of lead to everyone being nice, quiet neighbors because they're all like on the take or being threatened or something.
Nothing immediate. There's definitely no sign, no sense. There's no smells associated with drug labs or anything like that. There are
417 smell, baby.
There are actually only 4 other peoples in this building. Looks like the last names are Manuel, Karoon, Post, and Van Fitz. So yeah, there are 4 neighbors to talk to, or 4 people in this building. Abigail had one neighbor, Manuel, last name Manuel. Actually, no, you would have the full name on the post box, wouldn't you? So I'll just give you the full.
I mean, depending, they could just put last names.
Yeah. Okay. Or we'll just say I had the last names. But you go to Abigail's apartment first.
I got to meet the detective.
Yeah, you got to meet the detective. This is Detective Graham. He greets you with a warm smile. He's like, yeah, thank you so much for looking into this case. I know I've been assigned to it, but you know how it is. I've just an impossible backlog, a dead end. It's a real whodunit. And you look in there and you see, well, yeah, here's the shrine. That's what we took to call on it when we tried to catalog it, but I'm going to be honest. I'm glad that you feds are taking over this case because this is a real head scratcher. So there is just an enormous amount of material glued to one of the walls of this apartment. It is a testament to methodical madness, you might say. The walls and ceiling are covered in layers. It's not just a wall, but all the walls and the ceiling are covered in layers of papers and objects epoxied in bizarre ways, but you can kind of see patterns of the strata, like there are layers of these things. There's there are objects, papers. There's some things Detective Graham tells you. Oh yeah, we ripped out a transistor radio, a tape player, and a CD Walkman, so we could search their serial numbers to see where they came from, or nothing. The floor is bare. The rug has been ripped up and taken away, exposing battered and stained linoleum. There is no furniture.
Was there no furniture when this place was looked at it originally, or
when we entered? Yeah, this is it. Like we ripped a couple things off the wall to track them, to trace them, but we did have some of her possessions had serial numbers filed with insurance, and we've entered them in the database. If they pop up in a pawn shop, we'll know.
Do you have photos of the original setup, like before things were taken down?
Yeah. So he points to a cardboard box. The evidence: FBI, White Plains, Wright, A, 10 August 95. There are 4 Polaroid cameras, 100 packs of film, as well as their case file on Abigail Wright. There's also latex gloves, evidence bags, stickers, sealing tape, and a manifest list of the contents of the box. This will take days of work to catalog all of this stuff. to figure this stuff out. So
this is exactly where I'd be at home.
Yeah.
Days of pointless menial work.
Yeah.
Here I go.
So he says, yeah, we the neighbors weren't helpful. There's no indication.
Do we have a flavor of unhelpful?
I think everyone in this place is like some kind of creative type, like artists or something. Yeah. Like this really.
So probably already law enforcement averse, as it were.
Yeah, a bunch of weirdos, if you ask me, but not like criminal weirdos. Just like they don't have real jobs or whatever. Like, yeah,
art school weirdos.
Yeah, art school weirdos. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah, I mean, Abby here was an artist before. We didn't find any of her paintings here anyway. It's like I said, it's like this.
On that note,
sorry.
Do you have record of any of the paintings that she sold at her exhibition prior to this?
Not on me. No, we didn't. We didn't seem like her last show was like months and months ago. So.
Are there any other associated addresses, an art studio or anything like that?
No, I think she painted here, but I mean, we don't. I don't. As far as I could tell, she didn't paint after that show. Like, she started making this shrine after this place. But yeah, we were just trying to figure out where she went. But there's nothing. But yeah, if you need help with local local cops or anything, let me know. But
do you have a card?
Yeah. He hands out several of his cards, so any of you can get one if you want. If you have if you need help with anything, you need help dealing with paperwork or anything like that. But yeah, I hope you have better luck than we did. I just there's no obvious leads. There's nothing to go on. She just kind of disappeared. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Who's bringing the coffee?
Well, I'll let you all determine that. I got other cases to work on. So, but I'm in Manhattan. If you need me, I'm not too far away. There's a payphone right out just down the street a little bit. Her phone got unplugged a while ago. Yeah. I don't even know where her phone would be here. It's probably in the wall, glued in here somewhere. But yeah, good luck. So he leaves.
Actually, I was going to say before he leaves, can I roll like humant on him to sort of see how he feels about handing this over?
Oh yeah, sure.
That is 64 out of 80.
Relieved. Thank God someone else is doing this.
But just sort of normal professional relief, or does it feel
he is creeped out by this place. He is uncomfortable being in here. He does not like this place. He does not like anything about this. He is glad to be rid of it. You get a sense that if you pressed him, he might reveal a little more, but like he doesn't want to talk about it. He just wants to get out of here.
Actually, and if that is the case, then before he leaves, I think I will actually attempt a little bit of a persuade action. Just be like, well, I mean, as I'm sure you know, like we're picking up this case mainly document based. Mm-hmm. So if there's anything else in terms of just other connections, like other officers, just the general like feel of the case, you know how it is. Like a professional investigator, like you know things. And your partners may know things even if you can't prove them. So like we need, otherwise we're just going to be sorting paperwork. Like, do you have we need a direction. We need something. Otherwise this is just going to end up where you are now.
Jørgen senses that she's applying pressure to him and subtly like takes a step so that he's kind of standing in front of the door now.
Yeah.
Kind of off in the periphery.
Cutting him off. Yeah. All right.
So that's 48 out of 70 on persuade.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if there's a way of assisting in this.
No. He's like, he kind of like, look, I've dealt with organized crime, drug dealers, fucking like serial killers, and like just psychos, people whacked out on all kinds of things, and just assholes and monsters. And I've been in some places where people, got really high and messed up, and they're just gone, and people, they're just schizophrenic. People are just gone. This ain't. Every once in a while, I spent hours in here and trying to figure out what this means, and like I thought I could see patterns, and then it's just chaos. It's not neither fish nor fowl, man. Like I'm gonna be honest, I felt like I was being watched in here after long enough. Like this place just I don't like it. It's not like any case I've worked on, and I've been here long enough to know this is whatever's happening here. It ain't like anything I've seen before, and I don't want to know. All right, I'm gonna be honest. I think you'll come to the same conclusion I did. I think some people just disappear, and there's nothing you can do for them. But I'm a pessimist, right? Like, the good Lord provides. All right. The good Lord puts tests on our way, and we just have to deal with it. So, this is my test, and I failed, but I admit that I can't be a superhero cop to everyone. This is to teach me humility, if nothing else. He makes a sign of the cross, but then kind of shrugs and goes to the door. It's like, yeah, can I get by you there?
I mean,
Jørgen moves very, no resistance to the idea of getting out of the way. It's just that he needed to ask.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
nice.
Yeah, Graham did not want to admit that he felt like he was being watched in here, and he was thoroughly creeped out by it. But yeah, so you're all for. He leaves. He walks out. Yeah, so you're in the Macallistar building, apartment 1A. Let's see. You can do a search roll if you want to spend time searching. What's the highest bureaucracy?
I'm at 40.
I'm at 40.
Okay.
60.
Yeah, Yersinia, you realize this is like, it would take one person 8 days probably to catalog this whole thing. 6 days for 2 people, 4 days for 3 people, or 3 days for all 4 of you. There's a lot of work. It's going to take a minimum of 2 days just to catalog everything in the apartment. You could start doing that. It is.
I've got a question.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the layout of the apartment? Is it just like a one-room fucking studio situation, or is it split off into different rooms? And also, does the macabre papier-mâché shit extend onto the doors themselves?
Not the doors. No, just the walls and ceiling. The floor and the door is untouched. So let's see here. It's actually 2 rooms. There is like a little kitchen with a bathtub and a separate little bathroom with just like a toilet and a sink. And then there's a living room, and then there's a little closet. So technically 3 rooms if you count the closet. So,
is every room wallpapered with crazy, or is it just the bathroom included?
Yep.
Okay.
So, my dears, I believe that we have quite a task ahead of us. I think that we should work together. It should take maybe about 3 or 4 days.
First, we're probably going to have to set up a base camp somewhere.
Yes.
This is stressful than my normal job. All right.
Well, before we start, I'd like to... I was going to ask you. You look a little balto, so I was going to send you on an errand.
Let's see here. Okay.
I dibs the bathroom. I want to go through the medicine cabinet.
Okay. You can do that. All right, so you all start searching, in other words. Mm-hmm. So all of you, it is about 5-ish o'clock right now. You can all give me for your first round of searching, give me 2 search checks each. And don't just tell me like how many you succeed once you're done. So yeah.
I got 1 critical success.
Okay.
Normal success on both.
Ooh, 1 success, 1 fail.
I got a success and a critical success.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah, you find a lot, but it is.
That's not good. That's more noise. That's.
So you get some handouts as you start searching.
Can I ask a question with my success?
Sure.
Is this so? Like, I assume while I'm searching through this shit, being, a cryptologist, pattern-minded, etc., shit like that, I want to assess the fucking situation. Is there an order to this? Is it grouped by color, by make, by purpose? Is there an ideal viewing angle? Is this a sculpture? Is this what do I have any leads on that?
You start to see patterns in it, but it's still a little elusive to you. You're really focusing. You're being very systematic by doing this as a grid. You're all focusing on one quadrant of. You've divided a wall up into quadrants, and you're all just meticulously looking at this one wall. So you haven't done a broad thing of looking at the entire shrine yet. So for some reason, Yersinia, you're actually reminded of people setting up a list of props to use in a play or a movie, a props department. There seems maybe a loose association with function, that's kind of something that comes into mind. Everyone give me a sand check.
Oh no.
Love it.
I do not make.
Okay.
Success.
Now remind me, you roll under your current sanity?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't make it.
Okay.
Neither do I.
Okay.
Regular failure.
Okay. You lose everyone for failing. And let's see here. So Maddy failed, Faye failed, Thad failed, Rob
Succeeded.
Okay, so if you fail, you lose 1. And those of you who feel like you are being watched, and lose 1 sand from helplessness. So make a check mark on helplessness. Yeah, that you do. Even though you're with your other agents, you are searching.
See what he means.
Yeah, it is quite eerie. The skin on the back of your neck kind of stands up, but you find several things in the wall, glued to the wall, and one of them is a map of the building, a hand-drawn map. So that is on there. Let me describe it in more detail. A large map drawn on butcher block paper, simplified architectural floor plan of the Macallistar building, along with an X marking each closet. Drawn by an artist. It seems like some closets are marked up with scrawled notes, such as door on 712, roses and butter, man with briefcase and white shoes. Doors have been drawn in at the edges of the map next to the roof access door, with markings such as Mr. Castaigne and the parlor. The 3rd floor landing is marked night floors with a big red X drawn in, and a small notation reading dead guy in mask. On the 2nd floor landing, on the back is a sketch of a noose. The map shows no intentional irregularities in its construction. So, this is the first thing you find.
Do we have blueprints to compare against?
You didn't look for those yet. You'd have to go out. They're not in the apartment, so you can research them, but you have not done that yet.
Every apartment needs a fire escape.
Unless they're in the
somewhere.
Yeah.
Unless they're in the cop evidence box, we'd probably have to pull those from city records.
Yep.
We'll just use our smartphone. Oh, wait.
Yep, it is 1995. So that is the first thing you find. Then, let's see here. You find a walkie-talkie. And there is no handout showing what it looks like, but it looks like an old-time walkie-talkie. Big and clunky. Let's see here.
It was glued to a wall, or we found this somewhere else?
It was glued to a wall. Let's see here. It is a backpack size camo green radio fastened to the wall with some sort of amber resin. The control panel and
it's a field phone.
Backpack size camo green radio fastened to the wall with amber resin. Control panel and telephone remain free. So you see that. So you can see all the on off switch, all that other jazz on it. No one has military science, do they?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Again,
I have history.
Those of you with history training can make a skill check. If you have military science,
you
could just get it automatically. But if you have history, you can just roll.
Just missed. 37 over 30. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I got it on a 26.
Yeah,
critical
I
fail.
actually,
I am
I
terrible
actually
at
got an Ot 1, so at my
Ooh.
base history, I also have it.
Okay, well, you saw a
Nice.
documentary about World War II. This is a World War II era.
Right.
Walkie-talkie.
There was a Second World War?
You do see the serial number on it, and those of you with history trained, you could look that number up and find out who it was issued to. But there is a radio, and we'll say the Yersinia, you actually saw like a brief light coming from the little power switch. Do you want to? There might be battery life in it.
Yeah, I think you find a fucking phone, you pick up the phone and listen to it.
Okay.
This is just automatic reaction. Just check the fucking thing.
Yeah, it has power. You hear static, but then you hear a voice in a male monotone. India, Moon, Stalin, Exeter. And then it goes back to static. It just comes on and off. But there's more just names and just words. Yeah.
So it's like a Russian number station.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Well, the words are in English, but yeah. Then let's see what else. Oh, you find another thing. Anybody, those of you with occult trained.
Hello.
Yes.
Let's see here. You recognize there's a torn sheet of old parchment inscribed with a weird symbol in golden ink tacked to the wall. And let's see here. Occult, who has 30% or higher?
I got 40.
Okay.
I also have 40.
Anyone have it 50 or higher? Okay. You can for this campaign, just so you know, if you just have a skill at a certain rating, you just get the clue automatically. But those of you with 30 or higher, you can make a roll, so you'll get something even if you fail.
37. Oh no, wait, no, my occult's 40. I do make it. 37 under 40. There we go.
You make if you match.
Yeah, as long as it's
Yeah.
You just have to go there, but
Just can't bust.
here's the other one.
Tragedy.
So somebody made it. At least one person made it.
Yeah, I got 37 out of 40.
Okay.
I did.
The seal. All right. So what you know is that this is a symbol used in demonology. You don't know which demon it is, but it is a sigil of a particular demon. You can look that up. But it is used in summoning and binding and banishing demons. And it is
With my background in cryptography and cryptolinguistics, would I recognize the which specific demon it is?
no, it would be trivia for you to look it up. You'd have to go to a library or go to the internet to search it.
All right.
But you do know there is a book, the Ars Goetia, that would have this. You think it's a demon in that book. Yeah, so that is what you find in your... and there's one more thing. You find something else that draws your interest, which is some sheet music. Let the red dawn surmise what we shall do when this blue starlight dies and all is through.
Cheery.
Yeah. So I just put all of them in there. I'll make that a little bigger so you can see it. So I guess I'll just put this up here, put this up here, move this over to the side. So you can all see the four things that you find in your first search. Yeah, it's getting close to you've been searching for it's all a little before 8. So you've all been working for several hours and you've made some progress in it. Do you want to keep going? Do you want to leave for the night, or are you staying?
I mean, at the very least, we should probably, like, if like 3 of us keep working, someone might have to go and do the, set up a motel room somewhere, maybe grab some food, and then the rest of us can have a little more time researching.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that. Like, go get 4 hotel rooms, come back with like Chinese or something.
Okay.
I could go for Chinese, yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can get a hotel room nearby. So Ryan is leaving for that, and the rest of you 3 are going to keep working then. Okay. So the 3 of you Give me another sand check and an alertness check.
Critical success on alertness, and I fail sanity.
Okay.
Regular success on sanity and regular success on alertness.
Okay. And Rob, what about you?
Successful for both.
Okay. Yersinia, you lose another point of sand from helplessness, and you hear voices through the walls, laughing. When you try and figure out where it is, it's from a wall that borders the hallway. So there was no one there.
So the other side would have been the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is the laughing persistent?
No.
Excuse me, Miss Younger, would you mind stepping over here?
Yeah, what?
Could you just listen to this wall here? Just take a listen.
Okay. I assume I don't hear anything.
Mm-mm.
Anything?
I don't hear anything.
I think I need a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, this place is weird. That's fair.
As you are
You need a
stepping
cigarette?
outside, you hear the sound of a dog upstairs, like running in the hallway above you and like barking, and sort of running about.
That
Yeah,
I mean,
so those of you who made your alertness check hear the dog, regardless of where you are.
Oh, okay. Everyone hear dog. Gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah, if you step out in the hallway, you definitely hear it. If you make your alertness check, even if you're in the apartment, you hear it.
I'm going out front. Can one of you please make sure that the dog doesn't come into the room?
Yeah. Actually, I'll close the door behind you.
Okay. So the two of you, Marley and Yersinia, step out to have a smoke break.
Yeah, I'll take an excuse for a smoke break.
Okay. All right. So you two are out smoking. Do you talk about anything?
Room's weird.
The room's very weird. Do artists typically have World War II era walkie-talkies?
I mean, I don't know. I wasn't really around the arts in school. I don't see much connection in most of the stuff so far. It's there's the occult seal thing, but that's pretty regular occult. I can't place it off the top of my head, but that's like normie stuff. I wouldn't think that'd be like creepy program must look at stuff. So I don't know.
Okay. Jørgen, you hear Marley and Yersinia told you they were stepping outside, and you're still working in the apartment by yourself. When you hear like footsteps in the hallway, like someone walking down the hall, like from like the stair, it sounds like they're coming from the staircase, like somewhere in the hallway outside the apartment.
Very practiced with this. I listen to the footfalls and figure out the sort of position, size, and orientation of the person walking.
An adult in flat.
Listen until I can exit the apartment and be behind them instead of in front of them.
Okay.
Preferably when they're making a corner. To do so quietly.
You made your alertness check, so you don't have to roll again. It's an adult wearing flat shoes, not heels, and they are going to the apartment, Manuel's apartment, and you hear the key in the door. It sounds like someone entering Manuel's apartment. So you open up your door and are behind them as you see a man like unlocking the door to the apartment across from Abigail's. And is going inside. So the man kind of looks at you, and this is what he looks like. I put it below the map. Yeah, he kind of looks at you and hello?
Hello.
Can I help you?
I'm okay.
Okay. Well, good night. He goes into Manuel's apartment and closes the door.
So Jørgen, very audibly, but not like purposefully, comically stomping, walks as though he is leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And then, not making any sound, moves back to a place where he would be able to hear or observe if the person waits and hears him leave and then comes out again. Assessing this person's true level of interest in his presence by stealth.
Okay. Let's see. You do notice, actually, as you're watching this hallway and everything, you notice actually there is a small bump in the carpet between Manuel's apartment and Abigail's apartment. You look at it and you realize there's a cord going from Manuel's apartment into Abigail's apartment.
Once I'm confident that no one is coming out again, and preferably if I can hear them move into a part of the apartment that doesn't have a peephole right into the hallway, I would re-enter Abigail's apartment and look for where that cord goes.
There is a small microphone in Abigail's apartment.
I'm glad that I didn't say much today so far, but I am going to whistle to myself a little bit, do some more of the kind of sounds that the work would produce, and then fumble in my pockets as though for cigarettes and go meet up with the others.
Okay. So all three of you are outside. And at this point, Ryan, you can see Ryan coming down the street. Ryan, you have bought, or you got some hotel rooms. Did you get one room for each agent, or like 2 rooms and get doubles?
2 rooms of doubles,
okay.
Just because it's cheaper.
Okay. And did you bring dinner? And if so, what kind of cuisine did you get?
Oh, absolutely, just Chinese food, like
right.
Generic.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're a saint.
Yes, my hero.
Yeah.
When everyone is sort of huddled out here, Jørgen will pipe up. There is a problem.
Oh.
I'll describe the man that I saw who went into Manuel's apartment has a recording device under the carpet in Abigail's apartment. I saw the lump that was made by the cord running from under one door to the other. He does not know that I saw that. I think we should begin 2 investigations at once now. One that we know he hears, and one that is the real one.
All right, so everyone get a pad and paper for actual conversations. And, shut the fuck up otherwise.
So you suggest that we just let our dear neighbor listen in on everything we're doing? You're not interested in confronting him?
I think that he should think that we don't know this yet.
See. Now, dear Balto, are you skilled in breaking and entering?
Yes.
I mean, he might be the person who actually kidnapped Abigail if he's recording.
I already intended tonight to see what the other tenants do when no one is watching, but now even more so.
I wonder if the police photos will show if that microphone was there at the beginning of the investigation or not. If they took any photos of the hallway, which they may not have.
Only luck. It was not immediately obvious. They would not have found it.
Oh, no, I'm not expecting them to have found it. I mean, if they photographed the hallway.
If they happened to photograph it.
I would be completely unsurprised if they collected evidence that they didn't actually process anything useful out of. That's
normal.
Anyway.
Okay, so
we can destroy the device once we know enough about this man.
All right. So let's.
Actually, what was?
Yeah.
Ingva, right? Do we want to say that maybe your new goal is to? I mean, we found a weird map. We might want to have a more on the ground view of what the how the building looks and who's operating in it. So that can be. Yeah.
This building. I don't know how to find the clues that come from this, but this building does not make sense money-wise.
Yeah,
Artists, so few of them, too. This place would be something else by now if it was normal. Maybe this map that we found might be something to do with what makes this place strange.
I mean, Night Floors seems to be, in a different pen, so they must have either found that information later or wanted to highlight it. It is an X marks the spot, generally on maps, you should be looking at. Don't like the fact that it's near a dead guy in mask.
You may not like it, but that might be your area of expertise.
Yeah,
I
if the
will make a
police missed
copy of
dead
her map,
body-
actually, and use it to get to know the building tonight.
Okay. So what are you doing?
I will, in fact, just copy note for note, squiggle for squiggle, because I don't know what's important about this map, but I don't want to remove it from the scene either, get it potentially destroyed. So I'll just draw a very exacting facsimile on one of the notepads. And then I will literally physically go to all of the areas that she wrote notes about or had indications for or symbols upon one by one and see what I can see. Of course, all being as unobtrusive as possible. Ideally, over the course of the entire night until dawn, Jørgen will observe all of the tenants and be observed by none of them. That's the idea, anyway.
Actually, before
hours is needed.
Before we break, is anyone other than me armed?
No.
Yes.
How do we? Is that like a thing that we do? This is out of character. Is that a thing that we have to?
If you have the fire, if you have the firearm skill trained, you could have a. It would be reasonable for your character to have a handgun. Like none of you would have long arms unless you go out of your way to get them. Like they are.
No, I just figure Jørgen probably has a handgun and a like in a leather sheath, like a fixed blade knife.
Okay, that's fair to establish. Yeah.
I'll smile.
He was wearing a leather jacket despite the heat because he doesn't go places without weapons.
Okay, sorry, Yersinia.
Yeah, at the question, I just nod and smile and show my gun.
Okay.
Does anyone other than me have a method of communication? Because we might want to. Like, I don't suppose the briefcase had like radios in it or anything.
I would assume between Marley and actually Ryan, Ryan would probably have like a backpack full of a paramedic bag and several radios. Like,
you can give the radios to people, I guess.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna be poking around, I'd like you to have something that you can contact contact me on.
Okay. Yep. So Ryan hands out the radios and tells you what channels to use and all that. These are borrowed from the hospital. You've had to use them before on special nights. And three of you have handguns. And one of you also has a knife. Actually, Ryan would have a knife too. Ryan would definitely have some cutting. Yeah.
No, I'm just
There's
saying.
numerous things in a paramedic
watched,
bag you can murder someone with.
Oh yeah. If we're being watched by unknown parties, it's just good to make sure that we're prepared to notify each other and defend ourselves.
Sure.
All right, so you all go into the apartment. So Jørgen, you can go into the basement or you can go upstairs. If you want to follow the map, the ground floor is the basement. Where are you going to go?
I will start in the basement. But I think if he gets the slightest hint that someone is paying attention to him moving around, he's going to make his search deliberately confounding. Like he will skip to random floors and wait random periods of time.
Well, we'll just handle this one at a time. So Jørgen's heading to the basement. And Marley, where are you? Are you going back in the apartment, or what are you doing? Are you following?
Yeah, I figured back in the apartment.
Okay. And Ryan, what about you?
I do want to look at the dead guy with mask thing, just in case there is literally a dead guy there.
Okay.
Or any sign that there has been.
Yeah.
That seems to be upstairs, so you would have to go upstairs to do that.
Yep.
All right.
I mean, you're not armed, so maybe I can go along with you. And if Dr. Sorry, I forgot. Yeah. Do you want to stay in the staging room and do some investigating, or do you want to come with us and see if there's signs of a dead body?
I think I'll take the paperwork.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So Yersinia goes back in the apartment to keep searching. Jørgen goes to the basement, and then we'll handle Marley and Ryan going upstairs. So you start heading upstairs. As you do so, you run into a man on sort of walking. Let's see here. He is on the. So you go. Yeah, you're starting up to. He's heading back into apartment 3A. Oh no, he's on the same floor. Yeah, so he is actually. A man is coming downstairs as you're going upstairs. This is a man in glasses, reeks of cigars, and you can smell like a bit of booze on his breath. And he takes he is munching on a cinnamon stick he pulls out of his pocket as he is coming down the stairs. He looks quite pleased with himself, and he sort of looks at you. He's like, hello, good evening.
Good evening.
I hope this evening's finding you well.
Hey, nod.
Yeah.
Do you live in this building?
Uh-huh.
Are you going out now, or are you?
I was just up at the smoking lounge. But yeah, I was just
smoking.
Yeah. Or Roger's the name. How you doing?
Roger, have you lived here long? More than the past couple of months?
Oh, sure.
Well, we're furthering the investigation into Ms. Wright's disappearance. So do you? Could you let
Abby?
me know? Yeah, could you let me know what room you live in and possibly some contact information in case we have questions?
I'm just a 3A. Do you want a drink? You want to,
3A?
Oh, she just moved up. She's up on 6 and 12A.
Wait, what?
Abby? Yeah. It's she just moved upstairs.
Moved upstairs.
Yeah. 12A. Just yeah.
What?
12A. All right. Thank you for.
And I'm sorry. What was you're from 3A? You said.
Yeah. Just down the hall. Yeah.
And what was your name was Roger. What was your last name?
Karoon. You may have heard of me from my my book series, Night Sea. Are you a fan of science fiction? Either of you?
I mostly read technical reports and things of that nature.
Wow. Yeah.
So you're saying that you've seen Ms. Wright recently?
Oh, not recently. I mean, the upstairs. Oh, well, yeah. Yes.
Sir, are you being metaphorical? Are you being cute? Like, this is a woman who is missing.
She's not missing. She just moved upstairs.
Can I roll human?
How many floors are in this building? Because there's only 3 on the map.
Yeah. That is a contradiction.
Yeah.
Okay, there's just 3? Cool.
Yeah. Humans, yeah, you can roll.
Yeah, can I see how like drunk he seems? or fucked up in some other way. 45 under 80. Yeah, I guess that is my highest.
Yeah, he does he
seem out of it? Does he seem like
he is a bit drunk, a bit messy, but he is a bit fidgety, twitchy, but yeah, he seems quite. He doesn't see as in general nature. He doesn't seem too concerned with your questions. He seems genuinely confused that you would be looking for her. Like yeah, it's just common sense, common fact.
Roger, would you be able to, like, we're very new to the building. Could you lead us to Abby's building? We just want to, let's say hi and check that she is okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've had well, it's been a long night. I have to get back to writing, of course. I am a writer by trade. I must get back to I have already dallied too forth. So I must get back to my work. Just go upstairs. Just go to the smoking lounge. Mark or someone can show you the way. Mr. Castaigne, yeah, he can help you. The super, anyways, he heads back to 3A, which is down the hall. So, meanwhile, Jørgen, you go to the basement, and you hear Manuel down there. Now, you quickly realize you don't hear you were just outside his apartment. You didn't hear him leave and go to the basement, but you can clearly hear him talking. It sounds as though he is talking to someone else, but like you don't hear the other voice. He's explaining the difference between artists. Someone you've heard of Dolly, and maybe Magritte, but he's explaining. Well, you've seen Magritte. He his thing was to take objects and put them in to show them in impossible ways. You know, an apple floating in midair in front of a man's face. And Dolly would show you things that never existed. And there's and you know how the Belgians are, of course. They could not put up with the Parisian, the French, and famously didn't get. I mean, none of the surrealists did. And he's just going on and on about art theory, about these artists. But you can smell paint in the air, and it is quite crowded down there. There is quite a bit of stuff down here. It does look like there is a lot of. Let's see here. But yeah, you can smell basement. You can smell paints. You can hear Manuel somewhere. Let's see here. The fourth floor. Yeah, the basement is only actually you have to go outside to the street to get to the basement. So you have no idea how he got in there. The boiler room is down there. There's storage rooms. Yeah. So you can go and like watch Manuel, or you can talk to him. But that seems to be
what Jørgen is most interested in is how he got down here without him knowing about it.
Yeah,
because he usually does know about things like that. So I think the plan is to stay hidden and continue to eavesdrop so that I can listen in on how he leaves the basement.
Okay. Yeah. So you're listening to him talk about art to someone, to himself, essentially, it sounds like.
Yeah, and this kind of washes over because like I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah. You can, if you want to make stealth check, you can actually get eyes on him.
Sure. Success.
Yeah, one of the rooms in the basement has been turned into a painting studio. It smells of oils and paint thinner. He is sitting in front of a large blank canvas. The only thing labeled on it you can see he is painted on in the corner, "My Great Work." And there are pails of linseed oil are stacked up in the middle of the room. But he is sitting in front of this canvas talking to the canvas. There's a note taped to the pails of linseed oil, but you can't read it from here. Sure. And there are some paintings stacked to the side. Yeah, they're actually, you can give me an alertness check.
Success. Barely.
The painting that you can see from your position is it's a painting of the clown you saw earlier today at the park.
Yeah.
Like it's that. Yeah, like it is that child. It is that park. It is what you saw. It's like a painting of what you saw. Give me a sand check.
Almost like a photographic reference was being used. Critical success.
Okay. Yeah, that's weird. That's unusual. That's yeah.
I think he must sort of put it away as like, yes, no, he definitely took a picture as a reference, and he's using this as a skill exercise to try to study the photographic reference and then put it away and not use it while actually making the brush strokes. That's what it must be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely didn't just see the exact same thing you saw. The exact same pose, the exact same day, weather, the path, the people watching painted the exact.
They've got cameras that develop right away.
Oh, so, yeah. No, that's it. Yeah. So meanwhile, Yersinia, you're in there. You're in the apartment by yourself. And
I have the Chinese food.
Yeah, you do have the food.
He does have the food.
Yeah.
Jørgen tucked some away with predatory efficiency before leaving on his little mission.
God damn it, Balto.
You do find something else that's quite confusing to you as someone with expertise in the kind of. It's an airline ticket, but there's some weird things about this airline ticket, which I've just put down in there. It doesn't look like any air ticket you've seen before. But also I want you to look at the date on that handout.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how about that date? That is in the future by at least a little bit.
Yeah, that is June. It reads 6 June 2015. You've never seen a barcode like that. Yeah, that is not like any airline ticket you've seen before.
What is, let's see, 95671, okay.
Yeah, it is from that's Las Vegas airport to Boston.
Wait, what was the name of our fucking... Okay, never mind. Did you reveal this guy on purpose as well?
No. This guy? Oh, yeah, this is, he identified himself. The guy with glasses is Roger Carew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the weird guy we met in the...
he says he's an author who's written Night Seas.
Yeah, I want it to be noted that while I'm working, I do have the fucking gloves on. I am a craft professional at handling dusty old books. So this is certainly going to be going in an of note pile. This is from... We haven't met a Michael Whitwer, have we?
Nope.
And we don't have like a list of people who live at the place?
You have their last names. None of them are Whitwer.
Yeah.
There are 4 people in the building, aside from Abigail, are listed on the mailboxes. Manuel, Caroon,
Post, and Van Fitz.
Yes.
Okay. So, I'll radio someone. I guess it's just kind of like we're all on the same circuit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, where'd it go? Okay.
I put it up with there, so they're all sort of...
All right.
Sorry.
I'll just pose an open question. Is anyone familiar with a Michael Whitwer?
Nope.
Not an name come up so far.
I have a plane ticket for him for June 6th, 2015.
Do airports let you buy tickets that far in advance?
I mean... They don't schedule flights that far out in advance, but does it have specific flight information? Is it like a voucher?
Oh, yes.
Like a...
It is quite detailed.
Okay, then.
So, yeah, Marley and Ryan, you keep heading upstairs, and you get to the top of the third floor, and that's it. There's no more floors. There's the rooftop door that goes onto the roof.
Well, the thing on the map that was drawn that leads to the weird night floor X.
Mm-hmm. That goes to the roof.
Yeah. I don't know. Check out the roof, I guess. Can we open that door? Is it unlocked?
Yeah, you go. You see the roof of the building. It is like a flat tar paper rooftop, vents, old aerials, and open air shafts. So...
any like inside, like any stains on the carpet or any signs of it being replaced or anything recently?
No, you do hear the dog again. In fact, you as you're sort of looking around, a big like gray dog sort of pads up to you and sort of like starts panting.
Are you good with dogs?
Dogs generally like me. I'm gonna vaguely try to pat it, see warily.
Yeah.
Seems friendly.
Yeah. Oh wait, actually, well, whatever.
No.
Yeah, it's a big mastiff, and it kind of runs. Yeah. Then you don't hear it as soon as it turns the corner.
We should still be able to hear it, right? That's.
So yeah, Ryan, you walk ahead to turn the corner to see where it went, and the dog's not there. And it just turned the corner into like one of the apartment doors. Like there's no space for a dog to be there.
Huh.
Maybe we should head back to the room for now. I don't see any signs of a dead body. I mean, this would have been months ago anyway. Like they could have pulled up the carpet, who knows, or it's just scrawlings of someone losing touch with reality, or reality losing touch with other things. I don't have enough to. I don't know yet.
No, sounds good to me. Let's go.
All right. Yeah, so you go back. So you're going back to the apartment. Okay.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Jørgen. Manuel keeps talking and in front of the canvas, not painting.
Mm-hmm.
What do? You just keep watching?
Well, and more listening than watching, because I'm not going to risk being seen, but I'm just literally waiting as long as it takes for him to leave so that I can track how he leaves. Because
Okay.
that the fact that he got down here by a means that I don't understand is like, that is the wound that has to be cleaned out.
The splinter in the mind's eye.
That's the thing that like I sort of instinctually feel that understanding that, given the fact that this person was literally listening to the investigation and or the missing person, like that's something that I have sunk my teeth into now.
All right. You hear a dog behind you. You hear the sound of dog claws on the concrete floor of the basement, and you hear panting. And you involuntarily turn to look, and yeah, there is a large gray mastiff there, panting. And it kind of looks at you and sort of sits down and just kind of like right in front of you. And how do you react to this dog just showing up?
I will get my back to the wall and sink down into a crouch, get on its eye level, and just exude calm, but no necessarily enthusiasm or invitation. And just sort of establish that I'm not moving for this dog, but that I'm not going to like go after the dog either. And wean my attention off of the dog and back onto Manuel over the course of several minutes.
You realize as you're sort of sitting and watching the dog just seems very not like it needs to be petted, but it does not seem threatening at all. It is absolutely a very safe, placid dog.
So by the time that I'm not really paying close attention to it anymore, I will offer the top of my hand to sniff, and I'll give the dog some pets if that's what it wants.
Yeah, as you're doing that and you're beginning to pet the dog, you realize you haven't heard Manuel in like this entire. As soon as you turned your back to him,
I will check what's going on with Manuel.
He is gone, and the painting of the clown in the park is on the canvas. It has been placed in front of the blank canvas. One difference. There's one difference. The pattern that was being made in the paper dragon has been painted. So give me a sand check.
No.
You lose 3 sanity from helplessness. Yeah, you see this sign. Hypnotic. It is fascinating to look at it. The pattern of it, something about it speaks to you in a way you didn't realize art could speak to you. And you think it would be better if you inscribed or painted the sign somewhere where it will be seen by others. And please make a note on your character sheet. I have seen the yellow sign.
Nice.
And as you're looking at this, mesmerized by it for minutes, you don't hear the dog anymore. You're alone in the basement. Manuel has gone and the dog has gone. Meanwhile, in the apartment, Yersinia, you lose 1 sanity while you're you feel this intense sense of watch. And as Marley and Ryan enter the apartment, all of you see this. You're sort of in the main apartment. You hear the door open. You go over and look at it to see Ryan and Marley enter. All of you can see the door to the bathroom. The bathroom is open, and you can see a Caucasian man in white shoes and a suit carrying a briefcase. Or no, he's just in white. He's wearing a business suit, wearing white shoes, carrying a briefcase. But his suit is not white. It's just like a gray suit. And he passes from the one side of the bathroom to the other. It's a small bathroom, and there's nowhere a person could have come or gone. So both of you, and this is make sand checks, Ryan and Marley.
12 under 51 I make.
Okay, if you make it, you don't lose any.
45 under 69, so I'm good.
Okay.
I do, however, pull my gun and head to the bath. Like, is he still in sight? Like,
you go to the bathroom to see you?
Yeah.
There's no one there.
Did you
clearing.
find him?
I'm clearing the room. I'm checking the corners. Okay. Is there a window? Like, what do we got?
This is an interior bathroom. Ryan, what were you doing?
I was just, it's like, I assume you didn't let him in to
I was alone in this apartment until the two of you arrived.
Okay.
There is no one in here.
We all saw that, though. There was a guy, right?
There was a man.
Yeah. Man, white. Wait, that sounds familiar. I'm heading over to the map to confirm what I don't like to know, which is, man with briefcase and white shoes.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess I note the time and add that to my notebook.
I want to try something. Okay. So we are in 1A, right? What is the apartment that Roses and Butter is in?
Let's see here. That is that's Abigail's apartment.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, ground floor. Yeah. The back one would be 3A. The man in briefcase white shoes would be in Roger's apartment. The one across the hall is Thomas's apartment.
Okay, interesting. And I assume that there are presently no Roses and Butter present in Abigail's apartment?
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, maybe there might be some roses embedded in the shrine. You're not done looking through all of it. But you think would smell bad,
I guess I could look through. Actually, I'm going to dig through I was going to do this anyway when we got back. Dig through the evidence from the cops left behind, like because you said there was a box from them, right?
Yeah, that's like evidence collecting equipment, like cameras and.
Oh, so they didn't actually.
They just gave you. Yeah, they gave you. You have the case file for the thing, so you have.
Okay, because damn, I was hoping there might be like photos of the initial crime scene or stuff, but all right.
There were in the case file, and they're basically identical to what. You see.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's no Roses and Butter in the apartment initially.
They didn't take a lot of photos. They were obviously creeped out by it. Yeah.
So I have a suggestion. If none of you can make heads or tails of this plane ticket from the future, I suggest we go pay Roger a visit, as that seems to be where the man with the briefcase and white shoes lives.
Well, we met Roger in the hallway, and he was strange.
Yeah.
You met Roger?
Yeah. He says he's some sort of sci-fi author, kept talking about how Abigail is actually here in 12A, which is an apartment that I'm pretty sure doesn't exist.
Drinking.
Yeah, but he didn't seem that drunk, so I don't know if he was fucking with us or what. It wasn't a great interaction, but
by the way, Jørgen, you now you're alone in the basement. Are you going back up to meet up with the others, or were you going to be searching the basement?
The first plan is to search this basement for something that could explain how Manuel got out. Because, the dog distracted me, but,
Yeah.
there's also, as far as I know, it's not like this is a big labyrinth.
Nope.
He was in a room that he must have some sort of hatch.
He would have had to go by you in order to get out.
Yeah, unless there's something hidden, which is what I'm currently going to be looking for.
All right, give me a search check.
You got it. Failed.
Okay. You do look at the paintings. There are a couple others that seem interesting. There is a image of a white-faced specter standing on a rug at the top of the stairs in the middle of a massive fire. The rug is a strange aquamarine color. And then there is a young, thin man with wispy, thinning blonde hair. This is another painting, wearing a hospital gown, duplicated in a mirror. His mirror twin is deformed and muscular with a misshapen head.
Do these all look like Manuel's work?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the my great work is a blank canvas. Unless you want to look at it closer.
Oh, well, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Give me a sand check.
Critical success.
Okay. Yeah, it's just a blank canvas as far as you can tell. So this takes you some time. Meanwhile, the three of you head over to 3A. And you're gonna go talk.
I just want to.
Okay.
We should check in on our dear Balto first.
Okay.
We don't need to go see him, but I'll ping the radio.
While I'm doing this search, once I realize for sure that I'm alone in the basement, I will actually turn my radio back on and just hit the little button, say, checking in, fine so far, but there are passages here somehow.
Yes. People coming and going without you noticing, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Yes, we've seen much the same.
Yeah, we had at least one incursion into the apartment that all of us saw, and then could not find the person in question immediately after. So, yeah.
I'll look when I get back.
Okay.
But yeah, then he will try to see if he can figure out how Manuel got out of here, and he seems to not succeed.
Okay.
So then, once he's frustrated enough, he will rejoin.
Okay.
After having drawn some things in his notepad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the three of you. All four of you meet back up. You can knock on apartment 3A and go talk to Roger if you want.
I'll gesture for Miss Younger to knock.
So I am the official one. I knock on the door.
All right. Roger opens the door. I was like, I didn't catch your name. Sorry.
I'm Agent Gross with the FBI. I had a few more questions for you, actually.
By the way,
my consultants and I.
Are any of your characters sci-fi readers?
I am.
Okay, yeah, you've heard of Roger Corone. His Night Sea. It's a pretty it's a mid-list series of books. It's been a moderate success. There's 4 books in the series, and people are waiting for the 5th one. It's actually late. What are they about?
They are speculative science fiction that take place in the not so distant future, that are about the main hook of the series is that people have started going missing recently.
All right. Yeah. Night Sea is one word, night and sea. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So sort of dark sci-fi stuff. He's there. He does seem a little drunk. He's like, hey, hello. Yes. Hi, Agent Gross. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you properly. Are you your associates?
Yeah, we had a few more questions for you, as well as about the building and about Ms. Wright and the sort of circumstances going on, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you want a drink? I think I got some brandy around here. You go into the apartment. It is he's wearing a sweater and his loafers are dirty and scuffed. His apartment is very messy. It's a very messy writerly apartment. There's an aged word processor turned on. There's no writing materials though. There's a printer and there's some printed out pages. You can't see them from where you are. You have to go over there if you want to do that. But yeah, he invites you in. There's couches and chairs for you all. It's like, Abby went upstairs. She's, I think, in 12A. Yeah, you'd have to go. It's past the smoking lounge. The super can show you, Mr. Castaigne. He's a bit crotched.
Do you have a phone number for him, or
no? I just go up and see him if I need to. It's just
what room is he in?
It's just past the smoking lounge. Like, I don't know the number. Just go up to the.
You said, Mr. Castaigne?
Yeah.
I give a look to Agent Younger, like, that's on the map.
I nod. Actually, I had some questions about someone else I didn't recognize. This is maybe a vague description, but have you seen a man carrying a briefcase and wearing white shoes recently?
Oh, is that Rourke? Maybe. Mark Rourke. Yeah, I talk to him sometimes in the lounge. Kind of a bore.
I'm sorry. Would it be a Mark Whitwer?
Huh? No. All right.
Okay.
No.
Did you say you said Rourke?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, Rourke.
Is he another tenant in the building? Or?
I don't know his deal. I think he's kind of.
Oh. Okay.
He's just there. I mean, he's just in the lounge a lot. Is all.
And where is the lounge?
Well,
I haven't.
Just keep
haven't
going
been
up.
there
You
yet.
can't miss it.
I mean, we went to the roof. Did we definitely miss it?
What? The roof? What are you talking?
No. I mean, out of character, Ross.
You don't know.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just keep going up. You'll be fine. But you listen for the sound of the party. There's always a party upstairs.
Roger.
Excuse me if this is rather unprofessional, but I do have to ask, as I'm a fan of your work, do you have an estimate on when the next Night Sea is coming out?
A true connoisseur here. Yeah, I have to admit I'm on something a bit better now. I'm working on something new. It's a total break from the past, but it'll be worth it. I've been very inspired lately. Can I trust you to keep a secret? I mean, confidential?
I swear myself to secrecy, of course.
It's a play, and it's gonna knock him dead. It's gonna be great. It's very, very high art, very theatrical, but also, like, I think appealing to the masses. It's gonna, like, Night Sea's been good to me, and I can't be wrong. Oh God, my editor. Oh, she's so mad at me. But you know what? It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. This'll get on Broadway for sure. And I mean, who would have? I never thought, but like, I've been so inspired lately.
The way you talk about it, I'm quite excited. I do have to ask, though, was Abigail helping with the staging for the play?
You know what? I think I kind of got inspired through Abby. I think Abby, we kind of, we're all artists here. Art Life just gives us, I mean, they're headhunters, really. And they're looking for the next big, role. That's why we get such a great deal of these places. Yeah. What am I talking about?
Roger.
Yeah. What's up? Yeah. Hi.
I would like to ask you two questions.
Uh-huh.
How many floors do you have in this building?
How many what?
How many floors are there in this building?
Not enough, if you ask me.
How many floors are in the building?
What?
That was not an answer.
Yeah.
It seems I've frozen again.
What?
They died.
Look, I'm not here to be
You asked the
interrogated on
question
my own.
that killed the game.
Yeah, I'm going to be frank with you. You're giving me a bad vibe. Like, I'm going to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to role play someone with 8 intelligence and 7 charisma.
Look,
so.
No, I love it.
Yeah, no. The building is as it is. You take it or leave it. That's what I have to say to you. So Roger says, refuses to answer with a straight, like, whether or not the building, how many floors the building has. He does not want to answer that. He tells you to get out of his apartment. He's very angry.
Yeah.
Oh, so he just like switch flips.
Yeah.
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 All right. So at this point, Jørgen is going to be more straightforwardly intimidating. Like when he's getting mad and aggressive, all of a sudden, Jørgen's idea of personal space goes to about a third.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that you won't answer my question. Maybe you can answer my other question, and we can call it even. Whose dog is it?
Who knows? Dog's just part of the building. You've heard the dog? Yeah, you could go upstairs. I'm sure you'll find it. He just laughs a bit, but then tells you to get the fuck out of his apartment.
Okay, so he's really volatile. Like, he's flipping moods.
Oh, yeah.
Like, really, okay, he's clearly not super stable.
Well, we may need to contact you again, so don't leave town the next few days.
Oh, I wouldn't go anywhere in the world.
It will be better if the next time we talk, you help us more.
Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Slams the door in your face.
Yeah, and while this was all happening, despite the sincerity of being annoyed with him, Jørgen is going to surreptitiously leave a piece of paper just atop one of this guy's other stacks of papers from his little notepad with a sketch of the yellow sign on it, with a handwritten note that says, "You should use this in your play."
Okay. All right. You all leave the apartment.
Well, that man was unwell, but I'm not sure if it's acute or just... I don't know if he's just drunk, screwed up on whatever else he may be taking, legitimately unhinged, wanting to lie to us for other reasons, or a combination of all.
So, having read his work, is it possible that I have been exposed to, like, interviews with him and have, like, a prior dipstick for his character to judge against?
Yeah. These
significant change or no?
Significant change. Like,
yeah. I'm gonna bring that up. Obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So something in the building, maybe an environmental contaminant or specific malicious actors of some kind.
To see if there's like a gas leak or something, like a CO2 or anything. Cause
you'd have that. Yeah, and there's nothing that you can.
Any number of things. Like, one of the main ways that you get people in a cult is you things like sleep deprivation, chemicals, any number of ways to induce altered states is not uncommon. I don't know.
We should pay attention to the other tenants and see if they're having similar effects.
So all of you are having this conversation in the hallway outside his apartment. And kind of whisperedly in a circle talking to each other. And
sure.
That's when you all hear a bark, and you can see the dog at the staircase. He's barking at you.
It's a big dog.
And it goes upstairs. But it was looking at you for several seconds, barks, and then walks upstairs. And then it barks again.
Yeah, we saw that dog upstairs, and it disappeared around a corner, literally.
Well, you heard what he said. You've seen the dog. You can make it upstairs. Shall we?
Follow it.
All right.
Yeah, I suppose we should. Okay.
It keeps going upstairs.
Check my gun again.
It keeps going upstairs. And when you get to where it was the roof door, you see a staircase. It opens up into a staircase now.
I thought you said this was only 3 floors?
Yeah, this was the
roof. Way before.
Yeah, this led to the roof. That's... Yeah.
Well, I suppose this is our best way to meet Mr. Castaigne.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with the apartment. Generally, you want to talk to the super, right?
Order of operations.
All right. All of you head upstairs. And that's where we'll end it. Yep. That's a good place to end it. Questions, comments. What did you think of the beginning of the campaign? Maddy, any?
Fun. I can imagine a fucking artist's apartment being that stupid. Yeah, like a lot to do, but also, I guess we decided to do the things we wanted to. Yeah.
Yep. Very good.
I love the handouts, like the level of like creepy detail that we immediately get with no context.
Yeah, like the little whiteboard thingy we're doing is very cool.
Yes, not only are the handouts very good, I think that your idea of using Miro for this is very good as well.
Yeah.
Feel free to put your own notes on there as well. You can all share and do that as well. And eventually we'll make that, put that up so all the RPPR fans can see that too. And let's see, Faye, any thoughts?
I'm digging it. I'm excited to see how everyone unravels.
It'll be very good. And Thad, any final thoughts?
Yeah, no, it's just still have those like wisps of vague memory from the like beta test that we did with Dennis a million years ago. So like little things are like or just things from having read The King in Yellow before. I'm just I'm just waiting for shoes to drop. It's great.
Yep.
Gonna be a good time. Great.
Yeah, I'm trying to slow roll it a little bit. I'm not trying to like just immediately jump out of the gate with this. So so we'll see what Cell Y encounters as they actually head upstairs in their pursuit of Abby. So we'll all be seeing you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.